All right. Joining us now is an individual who I've known for about 8, 9, 10 months. We network together with BCN Thursday mornings. Andy Graham, she's the owner and general manager of a company called Legacy Home Care here in Las Vegas. And, of course, it's a company, though, that is not just in Vegas. It is around the country. Mm-hmm. But the only one that we really care about is the one right here in Las Vegas serving Clark County. Andy, welcome to Vegas Unwrapped.
Great. It's so great to be here. I'm excited to be in Vegas and excited to be on your show.
Well, thank you for coming in. We appreciate it. What are you? You're not originally from Vegas, right?
No, I'm from Chicagoland, actually, Northwest Indiana.
How long are you out here?
20 minutes from downtown. I've been here since 2004.
Okay.
We're at the height of the market.
There you go.
That was exciting. Came out for work and jobs and the wonderful weather that we have.
That's right. All right. So you're from Chi-Town, huh?
Chi-Town.
So is that Cubs territory up there?
That's White Sox.
Oh, that's White Sox territory.
I'm a South Sider.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry,
right.
Cubbies.
Yeah, that's all right. Well, right now, don't say sorry to Cubbies. They went further than the White Sox.
Oh, this is true.
All right, so let's talk about Legacy Home Care. Let's talk a little bit about your background and how you got into this and why you got into Legacy Home Care and what it's about.
Yeah, really what I started out as corporate America. Like everybody else, my brother's corporate America. We're all corporate America. I move out here for jobs. And I didn't realize that the weather was great and there's no mosquitoes and there's no hailstorms. That should be that should be on some kind of big banner when you drive in.
No.
It's fabulous. It's fabulous. So I was like, shoot, I want to retire there. This is great. I go, what do I got to do to retire in Vegas? And so I started looking at different businesses and I'm like, okay, home care is kind of kept jumping out at me. Everybody else is like, oh, you're a CPA, go into tax accounting and do bookkeeping and
real exciting stuff.
Snooze, please. I'm bored of just even talking about it. So in the meantime, I go back, I visit my grandparents, they're in assisted living. She's got a fabulous place in Chicagoland Village, grand pianos, nice flowers. It doesn't even smell like old people. It smells really great. And I go back and visit and play their piano for her. And sure enough, I made the catastrophic mistake of, when you get the hugs and kisses and see you later, I got to go back to Vegas and have fun.
Right.
Is I tell my grandma, I love you, have fun. And she looked at me like I had 3 heads. Thank God she was a Christian woman and probably still is, I hope. But she looked at me and goes, fun?
Here.
Really? Have fun? Seriously? And
right.
I'm like, it just shocked me. It shocked me. I just went looking around, and we're in that little, common little area where everybody has their dining room, and the guy next to us is passed out on the table, and one guy's got oatmeal drooling, and, you got the lady in the corner screaming, help me!
That's John every day here in the studio.
Help
me.
I was just thinking, it looks like me when I wake up in the morning.
So sure enough, I'm like, okay, we're not having any fun here at all. So I felt about the size of a small ant, with little legs on the ant. And I started thinking, you know what? She's lived a great life. She has the money.
Right.
She could live in her own damn apartment.
Sure.
So I'm like, well, let's do something about this. So I always bring Grandma with me.
Show her to the camera.
You got Grandma Doris, who's now officially our founder of Legacy Home Care, because we basically built this company on her legacy.
Wow.
So that she could have fun. So, I come back to Vegas, and I'm thinking about business still, and I'm like, maybe I could do something, for my grandma, with something that celebrates her life and the life of, our family members that have Alzheimer's and dementia and have issues just like everybody else's family. So sure enough, I come back, and in the meantime, I'm looking for franchises and people that can work with me to get me out of corporate America into something I'm more passionate about. And I talk to my grandma pretty regularly, and I call her this one time. She didn't answer, so I'm like, well, what's going on? Well, apparently she's in her walker heading down the hallway with, assistants. Your assisted living.
Right.
I'm thinking everybody has an assistant. Apparently it's not a one-to-one situation. So she's, of course, walking down with her, with her assistant next to her, and somebody yells, help me, help me.
Leaves your grandma.
It's protocol. They leave whatever they're doing, and they go help the person screaming the loudest. Wow. So they leave my grandma in the hallway, and what does she do? She loses her balance, falls, breaks her hip. I mean, she's 90, she's frail, I get it. You're going to break something when you fall, even though it's only 5 feet.
Right.
But sure enough, she ended up in rehab at the hospital.
Wow.
You get pneumonia when you go to the hospital. You always end up with something worse than when you came in.
Right.
So she didn't last more than 3 weeks. She passed away.
Wow.
Due to a fall. And I was just completely shocked. I mean, okay, I get it. She's 90, but hello, that's
no excuse.
That's no excuse. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, she should have had assistance. She should have been at her own
Right.
home where she wanted to be, in her surrounding. You know, her memory's already starting to fail, but certainly when you're in an area you're comfortable with, you're certainly going to live out a
Right.
much happier existence. And
it is said if you're in much more familiar surroundings, more comfortable surroundings, how that goes forward to the healing process.
Absolutely,
So.
absolutely. Yeah, you've got your, and I think it's just because the family comes by,
Right.
and it's just really nice when you have close people
Sure.
with you, and it's a little different in Vegas because everybody's from somewhere else.
Right.
I
Right.
mean, I have a handful of friends that were born and raised here. I might be able to count them on both hands, maybe, but
That many?
they're all from somewhere else. So,
Right.
when we started this business, I was thinking, it's going to be people we know, people coming out of rehab or whatever it is. And I'm getting calls from across the country.
Wow.
They find us on the internet and they go, hey, my aunt lives in town. She's 85 and her husband's getting up there. He's 90. They still live in their house in Summerlin.
Wow.
Can they don't have any family in town,
Mm-hmm.
but they know they're at that point where they're not driving real well.
Right.
They need help.
They're dangerous on
Right.
the roads, even more dangerous than our normal drivers,
Right.
but they need a little extra help. So we created Legacy to be the little extra help.
So the services that you provide are for in-home services. Let's
In
clarify
home,
that.
right? It's in their own home, yeah.
Okay.
So we'll come in, maybe they just need help getting out of bed.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I need help with a shower, just in the mornings. I need little help getting out of bed, getting in my chair, get my clicker, get my coffee and my juice, whatever I need for the day. And then, come back later in the afternoon when I'm going back the other way. I want to go get my hair done or something like that. Or, I just need help after dinner. Help me put the stuff away, get dressed for bed and just undo everything
Right.
and finish up my day.
I'm on the website, which is legacyinhomecare.com.
Legacy in Home Care.
Right, and if you click on the services tab, the full list of services here, and I'll just give the classifications: light housekeeping, light personal care, sleepover services, errands and transportation, and a whole slew of miscellaneous things. But one thing that I notice, and I'm going to anticipate what your answer is here, so I'll throw you the softball here.
I'm ready.
I notice no medicinal services.
Correct. Yeah, it's personal care is the official name. It's personal care agency, so it's non-medical.
Right.
It's people that read the directions
Right.
and go, "Hey, you're supposed to take 3 of these on an empty stomach twice a day."
Right.
And it's making sure that they're actually taking those on time
As prescribed.
as prescribed. I
Sure.
mean, it's a huge deal, especially the powerful medication people have nowadays. You don't have to be a nurse or a neurosurgeon to
Right.
go read the directions,
Right.
which is just as important. So, I mean, we don't handle the medication, but we certainly read the directions. We can go pick it up for you. We can, take you to your doctor. So maybe he has.
But you're not administering a
Nope.
needle.
We are not administrating.
Okay. Which makes it better for you in
Absolutely.
terms of what you can provide,
Right.
and also takes a lot of liability off of your plate.
True. And a lot of nursing care, or where they have nursing facilities,
Right.
or they have Medicare that pays for the nurse to come in. The nurse comes in for an hour,
Right.
does the blood pressure, does the medication, changes the colostomy bag, whatever the situation is that they need medically, and then they're gone. They're off to the next person,
Right.
whiz bang.
Because they're just doing the medical
They're just
side.
doing the medical. And so
Right.
the person's still sitting there going, oh, okay, I really need to use the restroom, or I need, it's just somebody to talk to.
Right. Company.
How about like meal preparation or
Right.
somebody-
Nurses don't do that, so
Yeah.
we certainly, that's what we do. We
That's what I
come
mean.
in.
You do that, and
Yep,
so you
absolutely. If
can
they're having
fix lunch or dinner. or
diabetic
something.
diets,
Yeah.
maybe have a special low salt or anything like that where we need to go in and get
Can
special.
I get a card?
food. Sure.
John just wants
We'll
that.
come right over, John.
John just wants that for everyday service.
Yeah, I was
so,
gonna
Say,
I like to have somebody
preferably-
cook my meal when I get home.
I want to just, again, one of the things that also all of this can provide is respite care, which is very critical to
Right.
caregivers.
I didn't even know what that was. A
Sure.
few years ago, I'm like, "What's respite care?" I'm like, "Oh, okay. 80% of people that have caregivers have family members that come in and take care of them 7
Right.
days a week,
Right.
and they don't have any vacation, any breaks." And really, what we provide, and I've found a lot of programs that are actually in Las Vegas that provide the money for the respite care. So they can actually have the state and the feds come in and help pay for that
Wow.
break. Maybe they just need to take a vacation or
Sure.
go attend to some other
Or just tend to their own doctor's
just
appointments or
tend to their own
whatever.
appointments.
Yeah.
So we actually will do that as well. We'll come in and just do a short-term thing so their family members can take a break.
On the site, under the respite care tab, you have some interesting statistics here, and I just want to touch on a couple of them and get
Yeah.
your comments on it. Excuse me. Nearly a quarter of U.S. households are now involved in caring for an elderly family member or relative, spending an average of 20 hours a week in caregiving-related chores.
Right. And that's usually after work.
Right.
They're going into work, and then they go to their moms or their dads or their husbands, whoever's had that situation, and then spending the evening or the weekend with them,
Right.
taking them to their appointments, and they're seeing their needs and getting them taken care of. So
More-
it's a long day.
More than 60% of all family caregivers say they've suffered from depression.
Right. They're very isolated, extremely isolated. It's a never-ending task of taking care of, and certainly if they have Alzheimer's or a specific disease where there's a lot of laundry involved and there's cleaning up feces for no better reason other than they've lost their bowel control.
Wow.
It's exhausting.
Long-distance caregivers miss nearly 15 million days of work each year. What do you mean by long-distance caregivers? Somewhere where mom and dad is in state X
They're out of town.
and the family somewhere else, and they have to
Absolutely.
go in.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. We're in Vegas, they're in Michigan, or they're in California, or in Texas in some cases. You know, we get a lot of calls from people that they live out of town, but their parents are in town.
Right, right. A significant decline in the number of family caregivers is occurring in the U.S., while at the same time, the demand for elderly care is increasing.
Certainly, yeah. The baby boomers are coming right around the corner. I went to a seminar today on baby boomer, retirement planning. What are we going to do with mom and dad who are now in their 80s, and
Right.
the baby boomers are now 65? They all want to retire and go have a good time.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah. Welcome to Vegas. You're going to have a good time, but you're going to take mom with you, which is a good thing in this town because you got the Smith Center,
Yeah.
you've got all kinds of stuff to go to on the Strip. You've got golf, tennis, swimming, hiking, and you name it. This is the best town, I think.
How can I pay for this?
There's a variety of different ways.
I mean, is there insurance coverage or
There is.
Medicare or
Some
Medicaid?
folks have long-term care insurance. So if you need help bathing and that type of thing, there's long-term care insurance. There's Medicaid does have vouchers.
Okay.
I was at a meeting a couple days ago. Actually, the state's actually freeing up more money and providing a higher service quality for the caregivers. Right now, they have a waiting list of about 500 vouchers.
Wow.
So it takes about 6 months for someone to get some of those Medicaid vouchers. So the state is actually trying to get more money to get
Okay,
those
and that's
filled faster.
Medicaid.
And
what
that's
about
Medicaid.
What about Medicare? Are there
Medicare
any-
is for medical situations.
Okay, just medical situations.
Just the nursing. Yep.
Okay.
Just the nursing. So there is money for that as well if you needed the nursing side of
Right.
it. In the case where they're low income, there's groups like Helping Hands of Vegas Valley.
Right.
They provide basically free.
And if I go to your website, are those places listed where I might
Yeah,
be
we're
able
gonna
to find
link up.
assistant?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they can always give us a call.
Great.
We're at 702-564-2979. Or again, you can just visit us on the website, www.legacyinhomecare.com, and we will hook you up. But there's just a variety of different ways you can pay for it. So even if you're low income, you've got that. One of my favorite stories is a veteran that lived here in the town, and he didn't have any idea that he was eligible for benefits, caregiving services, and really any of it. He was living in his friend's basement
Wow.
when we got a hold of him.
Do we have somebody on the line or not?
Yeah, we do have somebody on the line. You asked for a definition of your
Oh,
thing.
we got it.
So, would you want to do the break first?
Let's go do the break first.
Okay, we can do that. All right, I will give you a second so you can choke some more. Okay.
Yes, thank
And
you.
we will try to find out the definition of what this affection that you have in your body or whatever.
Allergic bronchitis.
Okay, that's affliction. There you go. Okay.
Affliction.
Well, when we come back, we'll have more with what's going on here tonight. I don't know.
And find out, will Aaron need legacy in home?
Oh my God, John Stiles, that is just. You can reach over there. You want me to
No.
smack him for you tonight?
No, only if Andy is the one that would come to my house would I take Legacy Home Care.
Andy, will you visit his?
I will absolutely visit.
All right, there we go. We got it settled. We come back more with Andy, and of course, weird news and all kinds of stuff, and somebody on the line to tell us what this what it's all about that
What
he's
the
got.
hell's the matter with this guy?
I don't know. We'll be back right after this, everybody.
All right, welcome back to Vegas Unwrapped. I understand my own version of Grey's Anatomy is on the line to answer my question about allergic bronchitis.
consult.
A consult.
Professional
All right,
consult.
Mrs. Bobcat, tell me, what is allergic bronchitis?
Well, this is Dr. Gray.
Oh, Dr. Gray. I'm sorry. Yes, Meredith. Please tell me what is allergic bronchitis.
Put
please.
your eyes back in your head,
Well,
man.
honey, what you've got is commonly called allergic asthma.
Allergic asthma.
Yes.
Okay.
Allergic bronchitis is also commonly called allergic asthma.
And
That means he's allergic to asthma?
No, the particular condition is triggered by an overly active immune system that attacks harmless foreign substances that enter your body. The symptoms are, have you been having some shortness of breath?
not really, except for when I cough.
Okay, runny nose, rather
No.
swollen eyes,
No,
hyperventilation,
no.
See, I told you it was all BS.
tickling in your throat,
Sometimes.
tight chest,
No.
bad coughing,
Yes.
nausea.
No.
Okay, well, it looks like you.
Have medical
It looks
BS.
My prescription for you is to see if your doctor could possibly do an allergen test to see what allergen you are allergic to. They can do that test under the skin. I've had it done. It's not, it's okay.
Well, I have to go back to. I'm going to my primary next week, so they wanted me to follow up with my primary. So
Yeah,
I'll be doing
So
that next week.
Ask them about the if there's any way that they, if he would be willing to do an allergen test, so they can find out what triggers your symptoms of your allergic bronchitis.
Okay, I will do that. I thank you for the information, and we'll check it out next week when I go to my primary.
Thank you, doctor.
And please keep us posted, and we'll be talking to you soon.
I'll do the best. Thank you, Dr. Gray.
No problem.
All right. All right. So, yeah.
So the allergic bronchitis was
Yes.
allergic asthma.
They didn't use the asthma word, but they did give me breathing treatments like I was an asthmatic. So, All
Have
right.
you checked your household out?
It's funny you say that, and I don't want to take time away from Andy, but I'll just say this real quickly. I got out of the hospital Tuesday at 5 p.m.
Okay.
It's when I left the hospital. Got home about 5:45. As soon as I walked into my house, the coughing came back like I'd never gone to the hospital. So something is in my house that's causing the kick. So what I did was I turned the air. The air was on in my house just because it had got stuffy.
Right.
That night or that morning, I turned off the air. I changed the filter. This was Yesterday morning, I changed the filter in the return
Right.
because that thing was nasty. Of course, I have 2 dogs. So I'm thinking and hoping that maybe it's only like the pet dander just caught me off guard for this reason, this time.
Or one of your dogs has brought something into the house.
That's possible too. My dogs only go out to the patio area. They don't go out. They're not free range
I know,
dogs.
but that is outside.
Yeah, no,
isn't it?
you're right. They could have brought something in that
Yeah.
I caught. Plus, my wife was sick the week before, so
Right.
it could have just been a whole combination of everything. But anyway,
That sounds
all right.
fun.
I know it's it is what it is. All right, so let's get back
You're
to
just
Andy.
getting old, man.
I know that's what somebody said. I said, you know what? It sucks getting old in 2.5 years because the first 49 years of my life I didn't have any of this crap.
Yep.
Wow.
Anyway, all right. So let's get back to Andy and Legacy Home Care. Andy is the owner and general manager of the Las Vegas operation of Legacy Home Care. All right. So we talked about some of the statistics that we find regarding needing care and things like that. So let's talk about, how do we know? What are some early signs to know if someone is ready and is in need of some sort of care?
Yeah, generally what we're trying to promote is that they get the care before there's a crisis. Certainly the falling is what I consider a crisis. So you're looking for like confusion.
Okay.
Their personal hygiene is starting to be off. There's odors.
Okay.
They're wearing the same clothes over and over again. They're forgetting what they're wearing. Incontinence sometimes becomes an issue because you can usually smell it.
Sure.
and you're going, okay,
Something's not right here.
Something's not quite right. And then you can look in the refrigerator, which is my favorite stuff to do. And you can do this kind of on the slide. You don't have to be super obvious and take a checklist and start looking at all their stuff. I mean, certainly you can hire us to come and do that. We'll do it for free.
Right.
And just make it all official. But you can do it on the slide. Look, is there dated stuff in the fridge that they're eating on accident? They don't realize because their taste buds are starting to lose their, what they're there for.
Right.
The food's becoming a lot more bland just because they can't taste it.
Right.
They're over-salting things, so their body's, reacting.
Okay.
In some cases, if they're taking dialysis or they have another disease of sorts, sometimes a medication can throw you off.
Okay.
In my grandma's case, she would order stuff off of the TV. It's a vitamin. It's a vitamin for this. It's a vitamin for that.
Sure,
this
sure.
does this. This does that. And then you're taking your regular prescriptions, and this stuff doesn't mix.
Right.
So we actually do what's called a brown bag review.
Okay.
You scoop it all up in a brown bag, vitamins, whatever they're
whole
taking,
thing.
the whole enchilada. You take it to your pharmacist, and you go, okay, what does this do?
Right.
Are these, working close together, or are these not supposed to be close together?
Right. Right.
A lot of the stuff could be causing some of the balance issues. It's interacting with their dialysis medication or whatever they're taking. It's usually that type of situation. Why are they getting so loopy? They're forgetting things that are normal. In some cases where they used to write things down, now they don't write things down like they used to. Just their normal behavior.
So our habits, so some of the normal habits.
Their normal habits
Right.
are already off.
Okay. But of course, let's clarify that
Normal.
in order to, and I say this sort of tongue in cheek, in order to recognize if someone's habits of normalcy have changed, you have to be part of their lives on a regular basis to know
Right.
what's normal and not.
Right. Which was in the case of one of our clients. It was his neighbor
Okay.
that noticed things were off. His family's not here. His neighbor's the one who called us.
Wow.
And he said, you know what? The incontinence is obviously very odoriferous, and
right.
you could tell he's got stairs, and he's having a hard time getting up and down the stairs. And then apparently he went for groceries and had a fender bender.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
driving is usually
One of the first signs?
One of the first things that the senior or super senior, in some cases, they're
Right.
in their late 70s, they're going, I had this little issue and I just can't quite see at night as good as I used to. And they start admitting to the driving more than anything.
Right.
Because it scares them.
Right.
I mean, driving in this town is nuts by itself.
That's true. That's
You
very
got to
true.
have eyes in the back of your head. But in this case, it's usually some kind of minor fender bender that starts getting their attention.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, oh, maybe we should have somebody just do that part.
Do you run across situations where maybe the family has asked you to come in and help out the family member, and the family member resents you being there, or has some
That's not been
negative
our
feedback?
that's really not been our experience.
Oh, good.
They're usually they'll
Grateful.
fuss about it,
Right.
But then when they joke, I don't need that. I'm not old. But then the alternative, when you start going, okay, the alternative is a nursing home or places they don't want to be.
Gotcha.
Then there's like, well, maybe I just need a little extra help.
This little boost.
It's just a little tiny thing.
Right.
We'll just help you come in and do meals, or we'll come and take you to the doctor. Or in this gentleman's case, we took him to the VA. He had VA benefits. We'll go up there and sit for you a couple hours, fill out the paperwork, do all this kind of stuff, and now he's getting checks for an extra $700 a month.
Cool.
On top of his aid and attendance for the caregivers to come in. So he's just the happiest camper right now because he's got extra money now for his food in a new place, so he no longer has to do the stairs.
Right.
And now he's got aid and attendance to pay for his housekeeping. We come in twice a week, 4 hours a day, do his laundry, his housekeeping, prep out his meals for the rest of the week, then take him to his doctor's appointments.
Hey, I'm starting to look forward to getting older here.
And the staff we have is phenomenal. I mean, they're all similar age, so they're retirees, generally speaking. They've been certified nursing assistants for years. A lot of them have Alzheimer's and dementia experience personally.
Right.
Because I'm looking, for our staff, not only do they have to be certified and background checked and drug screened, all that normal stuff.
Sure.
But I'm looking for somebody that's got personal experience in the field. They're
Right.
just not rookies. I'm looking for somebody that's got that personal story.
Right.
So when we interview, it's, okay, why are you here?
The website is legacyinhomecare.com. If you have any questions or continue questions, you can call 702-564-2979. All right, before we wrap up here, we only have a couple of minutes left. We're kind of talking a lot of the doom and gloom and the negative side and the falls and the this and the that. Let's end this on a positive note. Let's talk about some of the success stories that you have with some of your clients, and let's share that. You know what? It sounds like it's doom and gloom, and it sounds like it's the end of the road and all this other stuff. But you know what? There are good things that'll come out of it. Let's share some of that.
Absolutely, yeah. For number one is people being in their own homes.
Okay.
They absolutely love it. Other than our senior with our veterans,
Right.
who he's just phenomenal. He's been going out to all of people that he can think of that are veterans that don't know they have benefits.
Right.
So certainly the added income for them is phenomenal. So they're eating better. He's dressing better. We actually take them out to other events, Spotlight, Spectaculars, out twice a year.
Mm-hmm.
They have a big showcase. They bring in the Neil Diamonds and the Elvises, and they like to get out of their house.
Sure.
So some folks they're so strapped in cash, they don't have the cash for it. We find ways for them to make it happen for them, and then we take them places.
Right.
We're like, we can go shopping, we can go get your hair done, we can go to the Smith Center. Certainly this town's got everything. So, our favorite things to do, we're starting to institute just fun Fridays. We have more things for people to do that they haven't tried in such a long time because they've been shut-ins more or
Right.
less.
That they've forgotten.
They've forgotten what we have here. So we're like, hey, there's this an assisted living place like 3 blocks away. They got pianos. I love to play piano. I go, you like to go chit chat and shoot the breeze and play bingo or play pool? Some of these guys, they're like, sure, come on over. Let's go check out some of these great, independent living places. You can live independently and have somebody come and take care of you. You've got all these great people that you get to meet in town, and then you go do shows and movies, and it's just opened up a whole new world for some of these people that are just complete shut-ins. So
It gives them hope.
Absolutely.
And it gives them spirit. Brings their spirit back.
Absolutely. They have great stories. They might tell you the same story 3 times.
Hey, but it was good for them 3 times.
Hilarious.
So.
It's hilarious. I'm entertained, and I love to be entertained. That's probably why I live here. But we're trying to entertain our seniors so that they have the best possible lives in town.
702-564-2979 is the phone number, serving all of Clark County. The nice thing is you don't have to just be here in Vegas to contact them. Wherever it is that you're listening to this, if you have a loved one or family member here in Vegas, no matter where you're listening to us, get in touch with these folks. They can get into the home of your family and help them and give you peace of mind wherever it is that you are calling from and worrying about your family member. Legacy Home Care, legacyinhomecare.com is the website for all the information. I saw something on here that you do a free assessment.
Absolutely, yeah.
So it'll cost nothing for them to come in, meet with you and your family, and kind of see what's going on and what they can do to help your family member.
Definitely.
Andy, thank you for coming in. It's
pleasure.
been fun. Look
Thanks
forward
so
to chatting again down the line with new
Absolutely.
programs, new news, and all kinds of stuff happening.
We'll keep you informed.
Look forward to it. Andy Graham from Legacy Home Care. Coming around the clubhouse turn, when we come back on the other side, it's weird news. It's been 2 weeks since I've done weird news.
Are you ready to go, big guy?
Let's do it, man.
Let's do it. We'll take this final break. Andy, thanks for stopping on. And, of course, we'll get all the information up on our Facebook and everything else where you can get in touch with Andy and her group. We want to thank her for coming in. When we come back, we'll do the weird news. You're settling it in down, as he says, around the clubhouse turn. Aaron Phillips, John J. Peg, Styles, the Bobcat, and my buddy Ricky Cash back home at the Cash Compound. We're back for the final break right after this.
All right, welcome back. Let's drum up the band for the part of the show that makes us realize that we're a lot better off in our lives than we think. All right, it's that time for Weird News. Unclear the concept is the category tonight, gentlemen and ladies. The Merit Systems Protection Board is, and according to the Washington Post, a personal court of last resort for federal employees unfairly punished by demotion or firing, which is just what happened to Timothy Korb, needed when his federal agency suspended him in 2013, allegedly for revealing at a staff meeting that the agency's actual case backlog was much worse than it was letting on. Korb's employer, ironically, is the Merit Systems Protection Board, and in September of 2015, an administrative law judge upheld his claim of unfairness. Okay? Philosophy professor Anna Stubblefield from Rutgers Newark University was convicted of aggravated sexual assault against a severely disabled man she was discovered having sex with on the floor in a locked office.
Oh, not so.
But at trial in September, she testified that the man had consented and that the two were in love. The victim, 34, has cerebral palsy and other ailments, wears diapers, requires assistance for nearly all activities, is intellectually disabled, and does not speak, except for making noises, according to a brother. Stubblefield had been working with him on the controversial practice of facilitated communication, in which a facilitator reads a patient's mind via subtleties such as eye movement and articulates the words for him.
We need to get them on the show.
However, a jury failed to appreciate that facilitated concept and quickly convicted her. Shameless. Not that wasn't. In rare bipartisan action, the U.S. Senate is preparing a bill to ban taxpayers' funds for those military salutes at sporting events. Teams, the legislators believe, already benefit from the fan-friendly staging of heartwarming patriotic displays. I mean, the Pentagon had paid out $5.4 million just to the NFL over the last 4 years. An NFL spokesman finally playing catch-up said in September, no one should be paid to honor our troops. Can't make this stuff up. Oh, here's a favor to Mr. Cash, least competent criminals.
Oh, yeah.
Not ready for prime time. It was 7:30 a.m. on October 8th that, according to Dallas police, Christopher Jones, age 18, and a buddy decided it would be Joy's Donut Shop that they would rob. As they exited the store, one carrying the shop's cash register, a uniformed off-duty officer, who apparently had pulled up to the store for donuts, saw the whole thing and arrested Jones, though his partner was able to flee.
Did he have glazed eyes?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
This is under I'm Demand. John Morgan, age 28, and Ashley Dubois, age 24, were charged in September with robbing the savings bank in Asheville, Ohio, with their apprehension made easier by Morgan's Facebook photos of himself rifling through and with a mouthful of his newly acquired stack of bills. A mixed stack, he wrote on Facebook, and describing his current elation. I got six bands, brah. I'm doing real good.
Yeah.
Police were quick to find the Facebook page because Morgan was already on parole from a 2010 bank robbery. That's right. All right, this is weird news of the classic, and this will be the last one as we wrap up. The Power of Love. This dates back to October of 2009. Before Arthur Horn met his future bride, Lynette, who is a metaphysical healer, in 1988, he was a tenured professor at Colorado State and with a PhD in anthropology from Yale, teaching a mainstream course in human evolution. With Lynette's guidance, after a revealing week with her in California searching for Bigfoot, Horn resigned from Colorado State and began seeking to remedy his inadequate Ivy League education. Lecturing at a conference in Denver in September of 2009, Horn said he now realizes that humans evolved from an alien race of shape-shifting reptilians that continue to control civilization through secretive leaders. And that, folks, does it for an abridged version of Weird News. Mercifully, thank goodness, thank God.
Thank God it's back, man. I have missed Weird News for so long.
I know. I'm so sorry. Andy Graham, thank you so much for coming in tonight. Want to also thank Elizabeth Jones for the Deacon Jones Foundation. Great interviews tonight. Great guests. Thank you, Dr. Gray, for calling in. We appreciate the update on the medical front. We got some great guests coming up for the month of November, so stay tuned to Facebook. We'll be posting them coming up. Please, 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 once again, I beg you, have a safe Halloween. Be safe. Watch for cars. Watch your kids. Do all the safe things, please. I don't want to hear about any horror stories or, God forbid, somebody gets hurt or kidnapped or whatever. Please, please, please be safe. And don't forget to change your clocks this weekend. We fall back 1 hour.
Real quickly out there,
Yes.
Parents out there that got young kids, make sure that you keep your kids in a group. If you're tailing them with a car, stay off the cell phones. No texting. Watch your kids.
I also
okay?
recommend you stay off the sidewalks, too.
Yeah.
That would probably be a good thing. All right, so with that, I haven't done this in 2 weeks. Gentlemen, be kind to each other, and why is that?
We're all we
got.
got.
Have a great week from Vegas Unwrapped. We'll see you in November.